Hi, today I'll be sharing some information about informal assessments. The name explains exactly what we are doing. We as educators are informally assessing what the students know and gathering data to help us better prepare our students to meet their learning objectives and standards. On this slide, you will see examples of informal assessments that would be used in a classroom. You will find out how these assessments can be used in a classroom, possible assistive technology, and advantages and disadvantages of each of the examples. Exit slips are used at the end of a lesson. They ask the students questions regarding what the lesson was about. Teachers are able to assess if the students mastered the learning objective of the day. Exit slips can be done using assistive technology like Google Forms, Canvas, and Google Classroom. Some advantages of exit tickets are that educators are able to see if they need to reteach a specific content. It is teacher-directed and can be differentiated for each of the students' needs. Some disadvantages would be that if students leave early, they might miss completing the ticket, and grading can take a lot of time for teachers. Kahoots is an online game. You can use this at the start of a lesson or to conclude one. They can be done individually or in groups. Students also have the ability to create their own and share with peers or even the teacher. This can be done on any device. Some advantages is that it is teacher directed and gives feedback to the students and also to the teacher. It is very competitive, so students are always engaged and want to beat their peers. It does not give specific feedback after the quiz is finished, which can be a disadvantage. Students also are able to figure out how to hack accounts so teachers cannot find their specific name. To use Plickers as an informal assessment, you have to use the app or website to create questions that is presented to students. Teachers only have to scan the cards using a device and are able to read the students' answers. Teachers are able to use it any time during their lesson to check if students are understanding. Some advantages of this is that you're able to collect data using one device. Students have a specific code that is accessible to their card. You can scan the cards multiple times, but it will only accept the answer once. Some disadvantages would be that students can lose their cards. It is hard to differentiate. It is only multiple choice answers, so you cannot ask any open-ended questions. The last informal assessment that we'll be going over is checklists. Checklists can be used on a specific problem or can be used to collect data on a list of objectives and standards. Teachers have their own checklists and also students can have theirs as well. Assistive technology you can use would be to have a checklist on a device you can walk around the room with. You can also use a smartboard to present the checklist to the class. Some advantages of checklists are that they can be differentiated. You can use the checklist on multiple days. You can also share your checklist with the students. If students are absent, they can still be monitored using the checklist when they come back to school. Some disadvantages of a checklist would be that it takes some time to assess each of the students. Informal assessments are very important in the classroom. It allows us to see if each student is where they're at and if we need to reteach a lesson. There's so many types of informal assessments. You have to figure out what is best for you and your class. Thanks for listening and learning more about informal assessments.